Have you ever wondered what hidden legends lie behind Hollywood's timeless facade? Picture this. One fateful night, Clint Eastwood, the embodiment of rugged determination and cinematic myth, finds himself entangled in a mystery so explosive it threatens to upend everything we think we know about the silver screen. In the next few minutes, you're about to hear a story that will grip your imagination and keep you on the edge of your seat. This isn't just another tale. It's a revelation, a secret so powerful that it could rewrite the legacy of an icon. Stay tuned until the end, and make sure to subscribe so you won't miss tomorrow's thrilling continuation. Scene 1. It was a warm, restless evening in Los Angeles, a city where legends are born and secrets are buried beneath endless layers of stardust. Clint Eastwood had just wrapped up filming on a new project, his presence as commanding off-camera as it was on. The streets shimmered under the glow of the setting sun, and while the city buzzed with energy, an undercurrent of mystery threaded its way through the alleyways and neon-lit corners. After a long day on set, Clint decided to take a solitary drive along Mulholland Drive, a route that had witnessed countless cinematic tales and whispered legends. His rugged exterior belied a mind that was constantly alert to the subtle cues of life. And that night, fate was about to present him with a puzzle unlike any other. As he cruised through the city, the world outside blurred into a tapestry of lights and shadows, each one hinting at untold stories hidden just beyond reach. An unexpected glimmer caught his eye, an old, vintage sign for a once-celebrated theater, now in ruins and swallowed by time. The faded marquee and crumbling facade exuded an eerie charm that stirred long-dormant memories of a bygone era. Compelled by an instinct he couldn't explain, Clint parked his car and stepped out into the cool night air. The distant hum of the city mingled with the whisper of the wind, setting the stage for what was to come. Inside the theater's lobby, dust motes danced in the stray beams of moonlight piercing through broken windows. The atmosphere was heavy with the ghosts of performances past. Amid this relic of Hollywood's golden age, Clint discovered an aged, leather-bound journal resting on an abandoned director's chair. The journal's cover, embossed with a mysterious emblem resembling a rising phoenix, beckoned him to explore its contents. Every page he turned revealed cryptic sketches, faded photographs, and passages filled with riddles hinting at a hidden network of power brokers and forgotten alliances, stories that had been deliberately erased from the public record. A sudden, low murmur echoed through the empty corridors, a voice, soft yet insistent, calling his name. "Clint, the truth awaits you." The words reverberated with an almost supernatural intensity, sending shivers down his spine. His heart pounded as he realized that this was no mere coincidence. It was as though destiny itself had set him on this path. The journal spoke of clandestine meetings, of secret societies that had influenced the course of Hollywood history, and of a conspiracy so deep it had been meticulously covered up for decades. As he absorbed every detail, Clint's mind raced with questions. Who left this journal? What truths were hidden behind the Phoenix emblem? And why did the voice choose him? Determined to find answers, he tucked the journal under his arm and left the decaying theater, stepping back into the Los Angeles night with a new, unyielding purpose. The city, now a labyrinth of enigmas, was waiting to reveal its dark secrets to one of its most iconic sons. Driving back along the neon-lit streets, Clint couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. Shadows flitted at the corners of his vision, and every distant sound felt like a coded message meant just for him. His life, a mosaic of cinematic triumphs and personal battles, was about to merge with an uncharted mystery that promised danger, revelation, and perhaps redemption. The voice's call and the journal's secrets ignited a fire within him, setting him on a collision course with forces that had long remained hidden in the depths of Hollywood's glamorous underbelly. Scene 2. The conspiracy unfolds in the days that followed. Clint Eastwood's world transformed from the predictable rhythms of film sets and quiet retirement to an adrenaline-fueled quest for the truth. The enigmatic journal became his constant companion, a portal to a shadowy realm where every word hinted at betrayal, power struggles, and a conspiracy that spanned decades. No longer was he just a legend on the screen. Now he was a seeker of justice, determined to peel back the layers of deception that had long cloaked Hollywood. Late nights found Clint poring over the journal in his private study, the only light coming from a solitary desk lamp that threw long, dancing shadows on the walls. Each cryptic entry beckoned him deeper into a labyrinth of secrets. The journal detailed a network of influential figures who, behind the glittering facade of fame and success, wielded power with ruthless precision. Names were mentioned, directors, producers, and even former stars, each one implicated in a web of collusion designed to protect their own legacies at the expense of truth. Haunted by the revelations, Clint knew he couldn't uncover the entire truth alone. He reached out to an old friend, a former investigative reporter known as Evelyn Monroe, whose reputation for exposing the underbelly of Hollywood had earned her both acclaim and notoriety. Evelyn, a sharp-witted and relentless pursuer of facts, agreed to meet him at an exclusive yet discreet location, a secluded cafe tucked away in a quiet district of the city, far from the prying eyes of the mainstream media. The cafe was an anachronism, a place where time seemed to have paused. Its walls were adorned with vintage posters and relics of a bygone era, and the murmurs of hushed conversations created an atmosphere of intrigue. Over steaming cups of black coffee, Clint and Evelyn spread out the journal, photographs, and assorted documents across a worn wooden table. Evelyn's eyes sparkled with a mix of excitement and determination as she began to piece together the fragments of a story that had been deliberately suppressed. According to the journal, a secretive organization, codenamed Phoenix, had been operating in the shadows of Hollywood for decades. Their objective was clear: to control narratives, manipulate careers, and ensure that the true origins of the industry's most celebrated icons remained hidden. Every carefully orchestrated scandal, every unexplained career downer, every mysterious disappearance could be traced back to this elusive group. The journal described Phoenix as a phoenix rising from the ashes of forgotten legends, a force that was both destructive and transformative. Evelyn revealed that she had been investigating a series of odd coincidences, unexplained transfers of wealth, sudden shifts in public opinion, and the silent removal of individuals who dared to question the status quo. As the two delved deeper into the evidence, a pattern emerged. The Phoenix emblem recurred in unexpected places, carved into the woodwork of abandoned studios, etched onto relics hidden in private collections, and even symbolized in cryptic graffiti around iconic landmarks. Clint's mind raced as he connected the dots. This wasn't merely about controlling Hollywood's narrative. It was about rewriting history itself. With each piece of evidence, the conspiracy grew larger and more complex. Evelyn pointed out a series of internal memos leaked from major studios that hinted at covert meetings and undisclosed alliances. It became increasingly clear that Phoenix was not just a myth, but a meticulously orchestrated force that had molded the careers of countless legends, including Clint himself. Their investigation soon led them to a series of clandestine meetings held in opulent, off-the-record locations: a private mansion in the Hollywood Hills, a deserted film lot at dawn, and even an underground speakeasy where influential figures gathered away for prying eyes. In one particularly chilling encounter, Clint recalled a midnight meeting in an abandoned soundstage where a masked figure delivered a single, haunting message: "You are not immune to the truth." That night, the message echoed in his dreams, urging him to confront the forces that had long hidden in the shadows. With every new discovery, Clint's resolve hardened. He realized that exposing Phoenix would not only unveil a sinister plot, but also restore the integrity of an industry built on dreams and sacrifices. However, the deeper he dug, the more dangerous his journey became. Anonymous phone calls, cryptic warnings scrawled in dark ink, and subtle surveillance added to the growing sense of peril. It was as if the very fabric of Hollywood was alive with secrets, each one more perilous than the last. Driven by a sense of duty and armed with irrefutable evidence, Clint and Evelyn embarked on a mission that would take them deep into the heart of the conspiracy. Their journey took them from the sunlit corridors of historic studios to the shadowy backrooms of exclusive clubs. Each step brought them closer to the elusive leaders of Phoenix, a group whose identity was shrouded in mystery and whose influence stretched far beyond the silver screen. As the investigation escalated, Clint found himself grappling with the stark realization that the battle he was about to face was not only against powerful adversaries, but also against the ghosts of his own past. Every heroic role he had ever portrayed now took on a dual meaning, a reflection of the duality of truth and illusion. The lines between friend and foe blurred, and the very notion of legacy was challenged by the revelation that darkness could lurk behind even the most radiant smile. Late one rainy night, in the confines of his study, Clint sat in silence with the journal spread open before him. The rhythmic patter of raindrops on the window pane merged with the whispers of long-forgotten secrets. In that contemplative moment, he vowed that no matter the cost, he would unearth the truth. The conspiracy of Phoenix had already cast its long shadow over Hollywood, and Clint was determined to bring its hidden machinations to light, even if it meant risking everything he had built over a lifetime. Scene 3. The showdown at high noon, the climax of Clint Eastwood's relentless pursuit of truth, came on a day when the skies were a clear, piercing blue, a day that seemed to mock the darkness that had shrouded his recent investigations. Word had reached him that a high-profile meeting of Phoenix's inner circle was scheduled at a historic estate on the outskirts of Los Angeles. The estate, once a lavish retreat for the city's elite, now served as a secret venue where the architects of Hollywood's hidden empire convened away from the public eye. Clint arrived at the estate under the cover of an early morning haze. His weathered face, marked by decades of battles both on and off the screen, bore the steely determination of a man on a mission. Dressed in his signature rugged attire, a worn leather jacket, a plain shirt, and a pair of well-worn boots, he exuded an aura of calm resolve that belied the storm raging within. The estate, with its sprawling gardens and imposing architecture, was a monument to opulence and secrecy. Tall hedges, meticulously trimmed, lined the drive, and an air of silent authority pervaded every inch of the property. As Clint made his way through the estate's labyrinthine corridors, the weight of the evidence he had amassed pressed upon him. Every step felt like a march toward destiny, a destiny that would either shatter the illusion of Hollywood's pristine legacy or plunge him into a darkness from which there would be no return. In a secluded wing of the estate, hidden behind an unassuming door, Clint found a large, ornate chamber where the meeting was to take place. Inside, the room was bathed in an eerie glow from a series of strategically placed spotlights. Rich, dark wood paneling lined the walls, and a massive table dominated the center of the room. Seated around it were men and women whose faces, though obscured by shadows and anonymity, exuded power and menace. At the head of the table sat a figure known only as the director, a man whose reputation for orchestrating Hollywood's grand narratives was matched only by the mystery surrounding his true identity. The air in the room was thick with tension as Clint entered. Every eye turned toward him, and a hush fell over the gathering. The director's voice, calm yet laden with authority, broke the silence. "Mr. Eastwood, your reputation precedes you. But you must understand, the truth you seek is not a simple matter. It is a tapestry woven from the threads of our collective history, a history that some would prefer remain hidden." Clint's gaze was unwavering. "I refuse to let the truth be buried," he replied in a voice that resonated with the weight of his convictions. "Hollywood has thrived on legends and myths for too long. It is time to expose the forces that have manipulated our industry and, in doing so, rewrite its future." What followed was a battle of wills, a verbal duel laden with ideology, ambition, and the raw power of hidden truths. The director leaned forward, his eyes glinting with both challenge and respect. "You are prepared to face not only those who control Hollywood, but also the consequences of your actions. For every secret you unveil, a part of our world will crumble. Are you willing to bear that burden? Clint's reply was a quiet, resolute affirmation. The burden of truth is one I accept. I will not allow the ghosts of deception to haunt future generations. As the exchange escalated, the room seemed to vibrate with the intensity of clashing ideals. The assembled figures exchanged glances, some with fear, others with grudging admiration. In that moment, the fate of an entire legacy hung in the balance. Clint's determination shone through his weathered features, a testament to a lifetime of standing up against injustice, both on screen and off. In a dramatic twist, a hidden alarm suddenly blared through the estate, shattering the carefully maintained silence. Panic rippled through the crowd as the meeting descended into chaos. In the ensuing confusion, Clint seized the moment. With the journal and a trove of evidence clutched tightly in his hand, he strode out of the chamber into the bright light of day. The estate erupted into disarray as the members of Phoenix scrambled to contain the situation, their carefully constructed world beginning to crumble. Outside, under the vast expanse of a clear, uncompromising sky, Clint paused for a moment. The truth was no longer a hidden whisper in a dusty journal. It was a roar that demanded to be heard. With cameras capturing every moment of the turmoil and news crews converging on the estate, the story of Phoenix and its stranglehold over Hollywood was about to be broadcast to the world. Clint's actions that day would send shockwaves through the industry, igniting debates, exposing long-held secrets, and inspiring others to question the narratives that had defined their lives. As the dust settled, Clint Eastwood emerged not only as a cinematic legend, but as a fearless guardian of truth. His journey from a solitary drive along Mulholland to the heart of a clandestine conspiracy had redefined him. The battle for Hollywood's soul was far from over, but on that unforgettable day, he had lit a beacon that would guide future generations toward transparency and accountability. Clint walked away from the chaos with quiet determination, his eyes reflecting both the scars of his journey and the hope of a new dawn. The legacy of Hollywood, built on dreams and shadows, was forever altered. And though the road ahead promised further challenges, one thing was certain: the truth, once awakened, could never be silenced.